My name's David. I'm an artist from Wales, the UK, and I go by the name of Deathspray Custom. I'd like to talk about the helmets I've designed with Bell. I'm a contemporary artist, but I also love motorcycling, cycling, cars, extreme sports, and my work is very sort of intertwined to this sort of culture. So I've worked with Tour de France teams, with Ken Block for a number of years in his cars, rally athletes, drivers. It's my passion, but sometimes I can apply it to my work. So a lot of my paintings reference motorsport and motorsport culture. To create helmets in that world is quite exciting to do. So the Moto 3, this is the first helmet I did, and the kind of idea behind it was to create an old-fashioned moto helmet from like the 80s, that sort of helmet you'd find in a flea market or a swap meet. Being custom painted, but very analog, very handmade, done, very simple, in the sort of style of like sort of late 80s. There's no computer design, it's all very sort of handmade and very considered. And yeah, it's the sort of thing like you'd go to like the Rose Bowl swap meet and find it on a stand, and it'd have the character of the athlete of the day. But so it wouldn't look like anything you'd buy off the shelf. As a kid growing up, I wasn't into bikes, I was into BMX, and I used to get BMX magazines as a kid, and Eddie Fiola was the guy I sort of looked up to and really inspired me. And he used to wear the Bell Moto 4, and yeah, that was like sort of like a touchstone for me for crash helmets. And as a kid, that's what I aspired to have. Like, I couldn't afford it at the time, but you know, I'd saved up pocket money and got one eventually. But yeah, the sort of the BMX style, and then the sort of going into Supercross then was the sort of big part for the taste that I like. So for me, like the Moto 3 is like that iconic motocross crash helmet silhouette. It's like if you had to draw a helmet, a motocross helmet, it would be the Moto 3 silhouette. And you know, it's like the derivative shape of what other helmets derive from now. So you know, it's like an Eames chair shell, it's like a Lambretta scooter, you know, it's that iconic shape, and it's unmistakable, and it's so exciting to work with it with Bell. For the Eliminator, you know, for me it's important to create something that is not like a stock helmet, that's something that looks like on the shelf that you normally do. So as much as possible, I want to kind of push what's possible in terms of the manufacturing, but also doing it in a way that's like quite simple as well. Well, I'm known for a lot of my work with patterns, and when I worked with Ken Block, it was like a lot of pattern work and on the liveries. So I wanted to create quite complex pattern work on the helmet, like a camouflage, but also really hero the carbon shell. So yeah, it's kind of like a greatest hits of like a lot of the patterns that I really enjoy working with, and it has that sort of disruptive nature to it, but also has very much like a custom feel. Because the Eliminator is kind of like a sort of street helmet with a bigger chin and a narrow aperture. It just gives you a lot of surface area to work with. And the blue visor is something I really wanted to have, because so often helmets just come with a clear visor, and the low light visor I think is a really nice touch to go with the white and black. It's a great helmet to wear in a custom bike when you want to wear a full face helmet. So Bell for me is like the iconic helmet brand. From when I was a kid to now, it was like all my favorite athletes wore Bell, and it was like it's the go-to helmet brand, and to work with them on the iconic shapes that you have, it was a no-brainer in terms of what we could create. Bell are really open to the collaboration process, and gave me a leash as long as I wanted, and I think what we created together is something really unusual, and hopefully nothing like they've made before.